suffering. What did Esther do? Esther said, I will fast and pray. But before I go to the king, my husband, let me pray. Let me fast. So that the thing will go faster. So that whenever if I open my mouth to say, do this, the king will do it. The Bible said Esther prayed and she fasted. Immediately she went to the king. The king said, all your prayer has. The king said, anything you want me to do is I will do it. Are you following?
Yes, ma'am.
Before you know it, Haman that was supposed to, that is planning how to form Mordecai, due to the prayer that Esther prayed, the fasting, the thing revised back to Emma. The king said, go and hang Emma. Emma was hanged in the gallows. Hear me where. Every overdue blessing. This is the 12th month. 2015 is going back.
want to see them is you, the viewer. God bless you. As you attend this annual Harvest Thanksgiving service on the 13th of this month, the Lord will give you what you need and bless you and make a way where there is no way in your life. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Don't forget my name, Prophet Nnamdi Eze, the General Overseer of Jesus Powerful Divine Deliverance Ministry, International Incorporated, popularly known as Amen Live. See you there this Sunday. God bless you.
In the book of Isaiah 38, you read verse 1.
Isaiah 38, verse 1. About this time, King Hezekiah fell ill and almost died. The prophet Isaiah, son of Amos, went to him and said to him, "The Lord tells you that you are to put everything in order, because you will not recover. Get ready to die." Verse 2. Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed, "Remember, Lord, that I have served you faithfully and loyally, and that I have always tried to do what you wanted me to." And he began to cry bitterly.
Hold it. Just the word bitterly is what I want to speak. How many of you have cried to the Lord bitterly? The Bible said Hezekiah, when the Lord told Hezekiah, "You are going to get ready to die," Hezekiah cried bitterly. After Hezekiah cried bitterly, the Lord changed it and said, "Your prayers have been answered. You are going to get more 15 years." How many of you have cried to the Lord bitterly? Don't be tired, be on your feet. This is the time to tell God enough is enough. Hezekiah cried bitterly. How many of you have cried to the Lord and said, "The Lord, this year is about to end. What I've been begging you for January, Lord, this year is about to end. Where is my own?" How many of you have cried to the Lord? How many of you have told God, "My mates are getting married. Many of my mates have 3 children. They have 5 children. But I am yet a spinster." How many of you have cried to the Lord and said, "My mates are building houses. My mates are building mansions. I am still a tenant." Let them be silent. Let them be silent. I saw the Lord. I saw the angels with the white hanky wiping people's tears. I saw the wiping people's tears. I saw the angels wiping people's tears. I saw the angels
Miracles.
wiping people's tears. I don't know if you are among. I don't
sick? HIV positive? Are you sick in any spiritual sickness? Is your sugar level high? Are you with anemia or appendix? Is infection troubling your life? For a very long time you don't have children. Are you looking for the fruit of the womb? Call the number on the screen now. We will tell you what to do. I will pray for you. And I will tell you exactly how to see me. Anything that is disturbing you, call that number on the screen right now. And I will speak to you and tell you exactly what to do. Everything about your life will change in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Everything that you are crying for, you will see that your tears will end at once. In the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Stop disturbing yourself. Stop troubling yourself. I want you to pray this prayer that everything about your life will change in a hurry. The Lord will give you exactly what you need. He will make a way where there is no way in your life. In Jesus' wonderful name we pray. Amen. Everything that is disturbing you, are you paralyzed? Did they tell you that it's a kidney problem? Is there any spiritual thing that is troubling you? Call the number. I want you to come to Benin, my headquarters. That is where you will see me. In Benin, my headquarters, Kenwan Road by Slope, Benin City. We have fire night every Friday. Come that fire night and tell you what the Lord will do. Make sure you come to Benin. Anywhere you are, distance is not a barrier. Come to Benin, my headquarters. Call the number, will give you the full address. The Lord will give you what you need. The person that I want to see, you, the viewer, God bless you.
And mercy and your love has made you. Obaton shunla, Obaton baby, giga. Nobody say I'm fine when you that for me. Nobody say I'm holy when make you that for me. But your grace and mercy and your love has made you. Obaton shunla. I was down, you pick me up. I call your name, you answer me. When I need you, you're there for me. When I was down, you pick me up. I call your name, you answer me. When I need you, you're there for me. So I can't stop praising your name. Oh, that is why. That's your name. That is why I've come to say thank you. That is why I praise your name. All I don't show lie, all I don't baby, giga. That is why I praise your name. That is why I've come to say thank you. That is why I praise your name. All I don't show lie, all I don't baby, giga. That is why I praise your name. That is why I've come to say thank you. That is why I praise your name. All I don't show lie, all I don't baby, giga. No, but say I'm fine, will make you die for me. No, but say I'm holy, will make you die for me. For your grace and mercy and your love has made you. Oh, but I'm sure, but I'm baby,
Blessing, blessing, blessing. How I feel to explain fantastic be smart eagle 20 family pack for papa, brothers, bikini, celebrate Baba with two artists, Amando, that gospel go down grass competition like a best Bible teller, merry go round, shake kumola challenge. Throw and win competition. With Ogbonge prizes them. This way inclusion for this Ogbonge na equize. That one a bag of rice, turkey, and vegetable oil to take. Swallow speed. Forward the now. Collect your ticket. 500 small thing for one person. Date in a Friday, December 15. They go 9 o'clock to Boko. Now, radio corporate headquarters. The glass house airport road for Benin City. This is supported by Ostrock LG showroom, dealers for all kinds of electronics. Then they for number 57 road, opposite junction for Benin City. And
Malata Mobile, 47 Airport Road, Benin City.
Univer Institute of Technology, a federal government approved national diploma awarding waiting for 7 Chilokoro before Oliama City.
Igbo for Igbadun people.
Workshop. Antron Investment and Resources Limited, Engineering Services, in collaboration with Indie Radio and Television, presents a Thomas Technical Skill Acquisition Empowerment Program. This workshop program will cover solar electricity installation, solar street light, inverter technology, repairs, troubleshooting, maintenance, and construction work using electrical devices from 500 VA to 10 kVA. Are you a student, craftsman, artisan, technician, worker, businessman, or woman? Don't miss this great opportunity to become a millionaire with just a training fee of 10,000 naira only. Collect your form for 2,000 naira only. Date: Saturday, December 5th, 2015 to Saturday, January 16th, 2016. This workshop holds on Saturdays only. Time 10 a.m. Venue: second floor, number 7 Agbo Road, opposite Guinness traffic light, Benin City. Collect your form at the same venue or Glass House, Benin City. Certificates will be issued to all participants. For inquiries, call 081 5733966 or 070 873
Hi, my name is Kano Wanko, aka Papilo, Star Times Obenga Ambassador. I'll be here for the Christmas. And guess what? I have a special gift for you and your family. It's Star Times Decoder free.
It's Star Times Decoder free for you. Just recharge with 3,390 naira only. Oh yes, straight from Papilo himself. Walk into any Star Times sales outlet and get your own Star Times decoder free. Don't miss out on exciting and mind-blowing contents like Nollywood movies, telenovelas, live sport action, kids entertainment, and lots more. Promo also available on Star Times Dish TV. For existing subscribers, just recharge 2 months and get free viewing worth 2,400 naira. Download the Star Times app from www.startimes.me or Google Play.
My people, this is a free decoder. Rush, go get your own today. Make una follow me. Make una follow Star Times. Make una enjoy Christmas.
Star Times. Enjoy digital life.
Catholic Intercessory Prayer Session, CIPS. Eucharistic Adoration Session. Present Benin City Catholic Crusade. Team: Only speak a word, and my servant will be healed. Matthew chapter 8, verses 8. Ministering: Reverend Father Dr. Mario Tony Uzeli, Reverend Father Cornelius Amu, Reverend Father Alfred Agbolaho. Host: Spiritual Director, CIPS. Date: Tuesday 15 to Saturday 19 December 2015. Time 4 p.m. daily. Venue: St. John Vianney Catholic Church, Kilometer 12, Benin Saple Road, Gogobi, Benin City. Tuesday 15 December 2015. The program will be declared open with an opening mass by His Grace, Most Reverend Dr. Augustine Obiora Akubeze, Catholic Archbishop of Benin City. Note that Saturday 19th December 2015 activities will be at the CIPS permanent site. Time 9 a.m. Jesus is Lord.
Osunu, I say wetin dey happen. Na Hausa stores we get textile materials dey nyafu. Wetin you dey look for Onitsha, Lagos, Kano, Abiko, Tonu? See, I'm here now for Benin. Wetin you want? It's like voile lace, cord lace, bumper lace where we sabi for just how about brocade like a platinum, governor, emerald, article, abina, so even self Ghana wax plus all kind of high targeting, original Cotonou and Gavi wax. blackberry and wooden wax. Abina hetas like Sego, Janice, Net, Ashoke, I bet the too plenty. If not better materials to the look for, whether for wholesale of plenty buy, a sale of one by one come back. The price now size. Oh yeah, enter Iyausa stores 404 or pass up on carry at the look of car market, and you feel call up for grain 0803 548 9741 or 0805 4388 035. Iyausa stores. Now the place.
I go Lagos. Even I go Onitsha. This type of cloth. You know the bounce. Oh God.
You know what? You've made me so excited again. Oh, yeah. Guys, let's do it the other way around. I'll treat you to a great meal and fun. Come on, everyone, to where the great place at. Welcome to GT, my world of good food and fun.
Let the action begin.
GT Foods, hygienic, super tasty, serene, classy, and fun environment. Continental, intercontinental, African, and rich snacks menu. Locate GT Foods at 60 Camaro Day. Lokoja Expressway, Lokoja. Lagos Road, First Circular Road, Benin Road, First Ubo GRA, Benin City. Visit GT on Chiekoma. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to our numerous customers from GT Foods.
We like wish you a Merry Christmas. We like wish you a Merry Christmas. We like wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We like wish you a Merry Christmas. We like wish you a Merry Christmas. We like wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy
Season's greetings to all our esteemed customers from Muyi Line, 169 Uselu Lagos Road between Technical Junction and Total Filling Station, Benin City. Also at 203 Muritala Mohammed Way near Ekiosa, and our new office at number 1 Benin Auchi Road by Ramat Park, Benin City. We thank our friends, the Nigerian students, and all passengers who choose to travel with Muyi Line throughout the year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
We like wish you a Merry Christmas. We like wish you a Merry Christmas.
Honey, you're looking so sad this morning. What's the problem?
Honey, leave me alone. I'm not in a good mood. Big girls in town now use Malata, and I don't have one.
Malata? What is that? Is that the name of a shoe or a car?
No, honey. Malata is a phone. Malata is waterproof, has smartphone specifications, long-lasting battery life, Android operating system, good camera, front and back, and also has background noise reduction.
Where can I get this Malata phone?
You can get Malata phones at all leading phone stores in Edo State and across Nigeria.
My dear, quickly get dressed and let me get you Malata phone.
Thank you, honey.
We
are Malata.
We love you.
The time is right. It's crystal day. You beauty. No see at Crystal
kitchen, cabinet, granite tiles, marble tiles, color pigment, dialogues, staircases, a tabletop. Come get yours.
The time is right. What does matter with Crystal? You get your own beauty. No sit at the door. Cause the time is right. So come get yours at Crystal Day.
Crystal Day is located at number 46 Forest, opposite Navy Junction, Benin City. Telephone number 080654643 or 0573995.
For all my building projects as a contractor, I use Crystal Day marbles and tiles.
Quality, durability, and satisfaction is our priority.
Hallelujah. It harvest again. The Celestial Church requires national and international administrative headquarters of the Ama Community Polobugo, Egbema Kingdom, Warri North, South area of the Republic to the 41st annual harvest in Thanksgiving service, tag Divine Favor, under the chairmanship of Date 13 December 2015, time 10 a.m. Venue Church Auditorium. The Ambassador of Christ
is great, Reverend Dr.
Pastor, Prophet, Spiritual Head, and the successor of Reverend S.B. Celestial Christ worldwide. Come and thanks.
Of course, this is the dawn of a new day, the 10th day of December, and it's a season filled with surprises. Just as it's a Thursday show, and you could be surprised having me on set on TMI. Like I said, it's a season filled with surprises, but unavoidably absent is Sonny Duke Okosun, who is supposed to be your anchor on TMI today, but he's critically present somewhere, playing a pivotal role to serve you better. And today being Thursday, this morning on ITV focuses on what is actually trendy. And being that this day is the 10th day of December, it is notable for human rights activities that has been going on in protecting human rights. And it is Human Rights Day. United Nations set aside December 10 to look at ways groups to help in ensuring that the protection of human rights are guaranteed. And looking at the protections everywhere, looking at the place of the individual as it pertains to policies that are being done or implemented by government, one way or the other could have a long way affecting the human right of such an individual. We all as humans have the right to life. We have the right to join associations. We have the right to speak freely. And all of this could be tampered with if there is a government that is unpopular, if there is a government that seems not to express the wishes of the people. And that's where we've been coming from, looking at the background where we came from the military government, which is known notably for abusing and violating of human rights. But can we take that away from the democratic governments? It's crucial because, as they say, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Just as power corrupts, if one exercises absolute power, it tends to corrupt such an individual absolutely. And that's where you begin to see policies that could be obnoxious, that could go a long way in affecting the rights of the citizenry. And this is where we bring in ways of protecting the rights of the citizenry. We'll look at civil society groups, civil society practitioners that have been on the increase, clamoring for the protection of the fundamental inalienable rights of humans. We look at the rule of law, how pragmatic is the rule of law enforced in Nigeria, particularly. All of this, how does it go a long way in ensuring that the human rights of the citizenry is being protected? And all of this we'll be looking at today, as we'll be expecting civil society practitioners, analysts to talk about these topical issues. And don't forget the 10th day of December. It is crucial that we look at the policies of government, x-ray the policies of government from the national level, the state and the local, and see how we can put things right. It is key that the citizens of this country definitely clamored to ensure that a democratic government comes to power. And being that as it is, the democratic government should focus on expressing the wishes of the people and ensuring that the human rights are not tampered with. Stay with me on this morning on ITV, and don't forget, we've got other segments, the breakfast sports and the AM news, which comes up trendy at 7:30. But shortly, in a couple of minutes, we'll be having the newspaper headlines. My name is Philip Amogupo, announcing myself as the anchor on TMI today. Good morning. at the newspaper headlines this morning. I'm starting with the Sun newspapers, and I have the first headline, which says tension in Bayelsa as police avert bloody clash. Okorocha nominates Ararume's son, others as commissioners. Military degraded Boko Haram's capacity to launch attacks, says minister. Heads to roll in Anambra over extortion of sickle cell patients. Why probing Suswan is necessary, says Shulowa. And this says reps probe fuel scarcity refineries. This is actually troubling, most especially as we're still having fuel scarcity biting hard in cities across the country. How do we unveil this? How do we stop this? How do we eradicate this? Becomes crucial that we look at ways in ensuring that this becomes history, because we see this coming into circles yearly, most especially as we gradually gravitate to the U-tide. And also on the Sun newspapers, I have this on oil funds. Past governments were reckless, says Lai Mohammed. Nigeria targets additional 2,000 megawatts for national grid. Nigeria targets additional 2,000 megawatts for national grid. Every sector tends to rest on power, because power plays a pivotal role in ensuring that the economy of this country comes to better ways in reaching out and enhancing on the economic status of every individual. Take power away, definitely there could be challenges, just as we're facing that now. Nigeria targets additional 2,000 megawatts for national grid. Electricity Workers Union unfolds 1.5 billion naira business ventures. Electricity Workers Union unfolds 1.5 billion naira business ventures, and federal government pays 407 billion naira subsidy claims to oil marketers. Let's assume that with the payment of these claims, so far 407 billion naira, we'll be seeing adequate supplies of fuel across the country. Okay, let's move to the nations. Let's go to the nation's newspapers, where we have the first headline on Okonjo Iweala. Dasuki got $322 million Abacha loot from me. I mean, Okonjo Iweala sent that, not me. As in, Okonjo Iweala says that Dasuki got $322 million from Abacha loot. Okonjo Iweala definitely is saying that. And also this on Okonjo Iweala says she should be included in probe. And who is saying this? The comrade governor of Edo State, Adams Oshomola. It says Okonjo Iweala should be included in probe, says Oshomola. And on Buhari, arms deal scam, a breach of trust. EFCC will recover all stolen public funds, says Mago. How Jonathan Okonjo Iweala diverted 61.4 billion naira Abacha loot to Dasuki. Dokpesi arraigned for allegedly accepting 2.12 billion naira from Dasuki. And on PDP, PDP is saying we are vindicated by cancellation. We are vindicated by cancellation. And this says Senate confirms Fowler as FIRS chairman. You have a copy of the other dailies, the Punch, the Premium Times, and many more, so that you can have an in-depth knowledge on what all of this is talking about. They say leaders are readers, but I believe more in reading, ensuring that you understand, because if you fail to understand, you fail to lead well. So ensure you have a copy of the dailies and have an in-depth knowledge. Don't just pry, peruse deeply into the details of the headlines we just gave and many more, so that you have an in-depth knowledge, and then you can lead in various capacities. The people of the world demand leadership. Of Nigeria as a nation, we demand leaders to lead us right. And that's why we've been clamoring that we have a change. And then that change comes, and then we hope that the change transforms positively things that weren't there before, or change the game of things that were not done right. Doing things right is the essence of change that Nigerians really are demanding for. But if this doing things right becomes a vicious circle, then it affects every one of us. And before we know it, the economy of this country will bounce back. We all look forward, just like the NLC is even demanding for an increase in the minimum wage. And then some governors could be saying that with the dwindling resources of government, that could not be possible. Let's just take down even the current minimum wage from 18,000 naira to something else. But the NLC says no, because when it was done at 18,000 minimum wage, then we had $126 per barrel of oil. Now we have about $41 per barrel. Should that become the reason why the minimum wage should drop in the face of the hardship facing workers, facing everyone in the country? Well, we could also be looking at all of this and ensure that what happened. Like some could be saying that past governments spent recklessly and not saving towards this period. Well, we find a better way to look at this and shaping the policies of government. Because you and I make the government. Take us out, there's no government. And that's where the social contract theory comes in. Because you have to put your hand in the plow without looking back, by saying that you have a representative in government. And if you have that representative in government, then the representative should be careful enough, should be very, very pragmatic to ensure that that trust is not breached. So many we'll talk about today. Expect civil society practitioners to talk about all of this as today stands, December 10, Human Rights Day. Protection of the human right is key. And we talk about it today, wherever we are. Stay with me, and a couple of minutes time, we could be kickstarting the first discussion segment.
Look around, up and down, listen, listen. How I feel today, how I stick this way. As in 20 Mom, brothers, give me to break Baba Jesus with very tasty and do and gospel band.
competition like best Bible teller, go around, Bible challenge, pro and win competition. Bunga prizes to them. This part, the way inclusion for this Bunga show. Now, that one about you talking and vegetable oil to take fry am. Forward the match now. Your ticket for 500 now. More than one person. Now Friday, December 20. The time 9/11. Now I do corporate the glass house for business. This show is a showroom dealers for all kinds of things. Then they 57 opposite action for business.
Malata Mall, 47 Airport Road, Benin City.
University of Technology, a federal government approved national awarding institute, waiting for number 7, Chilokoro, Olia Market, Igba for people.
Remember saying that Ember more is so not just the happen. And me and you, you want to drive us from inside. Make una care. Message now from radio and television.
The number of street kids is growing by exposed to the risks of life, including death. You can do something to rescue these souls roaming us. This message is brought to you in television.
remember saying na ember mouth na every day so death not just na the cost am. The cost for plenty pass drive. This makes independent radio television.
The world has global because information travels beyond and on this ITV guarantee of analysis of issues that educate you, entertain you. No, just China. Join every Sunday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to on your news and program on this ITV
The threat of global warming have seen destruction of life, sort of make the environment a conducive place for all to live in. Stop polluting the environment. Protect the environment. This is brought to you in television.
Thank you for joining me on the first discussion segment, and we're looking at Human Rights Day, as December 10 has been set aside to critically look at ways to enhance the protection of human rights. And discussing this with me, deliberating on this, I have a civil society practitioner who is the coordinator general at all civil society organizations. Amobde Alo, thank you for coming. Amobde Alo is actually notable for all that you've been playing in terms of ensuring that policies that could look like being obnoxious are critically attended to, and ensure that they are taken back to the government chambers so that they can be brought back to ensure that the policies do not affect the comfort of the people. And being that as it is, we've been looking backward, like the military government, the era of the military government in Nigeria, and now we are in a democratic era. But can you say that there has been much progress in the protection of human rights?
Of course.
Looking at where we've been coming from.
Of course, even you can attest to that. There is more, very, very huge progress and success looking back from where we are coming from. If not, we won't be sitting here today to talk about International Human Rights Day declaration. Sorry for that anyway. So we have made progress. I can just say emphatically we have made progress.
All right, but in the democratic era, there seems to be some challenges too. But some are saying that in spite of the increase in the groups, in civil society groups, civil society organizations, civil society practitioners, there still seems to be an increase in violation of human rights. Why? What's the rationale behind this?
You see, even in the most advanced and developed countries, I was watching a video yesterday and I saw some very funny pictures. And I said, even in the United States, you know, there are all of these sorts. Yes, it's because we don't ever believe, even in civil society, that we can totally eradicate violence against the rights of people. But we think that to a very good percentage you can reduce it. It is to make sure that it is reduced, because I don't also believe that there will ever be a time that every man will be aware. Every man will be aware or will be conscious of his or her rights. Because again, the total of freedom is the beginning of violation of right of another man. And so we believe that as people get to know, to the extent that people know, people will be able to exercise fundamental human rights and enjoy it.
Okay, now, policies of government definitely stands a way whereby people agitate for the protection of the rights of human beings. Like we could have challenges where the government is not bringing out policies that will key into protecting the people. And then you now come up with a protest that could be termed anti-government protest. We've enjoyed this for quite some time now.
Yes.
We've enjoyed this for quite some time now, like where you have anti-government protest, and you'd go on that, because I remember vividly when you had a protest, or when you organized the protest, which were seen as anti-government protest.
Sincerely, you will look at those in government will see it as anti-protest, anti-government protest, but those that are outside government, that are among the people, and to whom these policies were going to affect negatively, will see it as people's protest or agitation. So you will, for us, it is to whom does the main percentage favor? It's to the people, because government is supposed to be for the people by our democratic dictate. So if it is not for the people, then it's a useless process. But again, we're a little away from that. It's because we're in Nigeria, per se, or we're in Edo. Let me say Nigeria and Africa. That is why most of the agitations and the activities of civil society seems to be anti-government and seems to be attacking the government. Even though it's not supposed to be so. And the things we do that are not publicized on the media are actually more than the things that are publicized on the media. Because most of the things we do, 90% of our activities are not even towards government direction. It's towards man to man. Okay, we can say the police is part of the government. The police and the people, some big institutions, and some of their presidents, landlords and tenants. So we have more of those cases on a daily basis. For example, where fuel is supposed to sell for 87 naira, and there's been scarcity for a while now. A scarcity that's almost seeming like a neck breaker, and we have been told that fuel is available by the federal government, and they are there. I don't know what the federal government means by fuel is available. And we now see that a lot of stations, they have also come to tell us that stations are holding it. By that, Edo State government dissolved the former committee on monitoring and instituted a new committee led by Lord Osude.
I may not want you to finish all of this because we are really pressed for time. time, as we have the AM news coming up shortly. And after that, Bobude, who is the coordinator general at those civil society organizations, will come on board and talk about more on what we've been talking on. Stay tuned.
Jesus Christ, born, is my
another time, commemorates the birth of Lord Jesus Christ, and in the vision and conjunction with favor in the church, bring the 2015 9 lessons and carols under the distinguished chairmanship of Engineer Chris Ogewoyi, FNSE, JP, former Minister of State for Works and Edo State APC chieftain.
Special guest of honor, Honorable Matthew, former majority leader, Edo State House of Assembly and PDP chieftain.
It's going to be a joyous celebration. Blessed Voices, Hofik Mass Choir, Advocate Choir, CGM Choir, a former branch, Joseph Catholic Church Choir, and other gospel artists. Special appearance, ITV Radio Psychedelic Father Christmas. Ministry is pastor of House of Favor International, Pastor Lucky Naiwu Morrison Ogunroba of the chairman of your Southwest local government, Lucky James, former Edo for local government and chieftaincy affairs,
Engineer Omoegi Ogbedi Iyama, House of Representatives, representing Oedo Federal Constituency, and Chairman, House Committee on Culture and Tourism, Chief Joe Ejonwele, Member, House of Representatives, representing Esan West, Esan Central, and Igweben Federal Constituency, Pastor Osage Ize Yamu, former Secretary to Edo State Government and PDP Chieftain,
Honorable Elizabeth Ativie, Member representing Wode Constituency, Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Felix Isuko, Executive Edo Internal Revenue Service, Apostle Dr. Emmanuel Igehon, General Banner of Solution Christian Assembly, Benin City, Chris Abba, former Commissioner, Ministry of Energy and Water Resources, Patrick Agri, Managing Director, Pattern Chemicals, Commissioner, Ministry of Basic Education, Honorable Eze Das, representing East Constituency, Edo State Assembly, Ms. Sugie, Member Edo State Children's Parliament, President, Speak Up Africa Project, Honorable Washington Sifo, Edo State Commissioner for Energy and Water Resources, Honorable Ehio Johnson Agbona, Member House and State Ego and Ikobaka Federal Constituency, Honorable Justin Okonobo, Edo State House of Assembly representing Igweben Constituency, Pastor Silver Yamu, Canaan Lands Ministries, Honorable Sohao Sao Ogbede, Chairman, Ikobaka Local Government, and Chairman, Algon, Edo State, Honorable Reginald Okun, Chairman, One West Local Government, Honorable Joe Joseph Ayegbeni Uheoke, Commissioner for Land and Survey at Edo State, Chief Jimo Ijegbai, Chairman Owan East Local Government, Pharmacist Chris Iyare, Edo State Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, Honorable Chris Okaiben, Member representing Oredo West Constituency, Edo State House of Assembly,
Professor Sylvester Oriefo, Professor of Chemistry, University of Benin, Professor Ernest Izebige, Vice Chancellor, Benson Idahosa University, Nusahari, State President, National Assistant of Proprietary Schools, Proprietor 14 Schools.
Honorable Ugbo, Acting Chairman, Local Government, Honorable Sano, Chairman, North East Government, Chief Debiri, Solomon Debiri Center for PDP Chief, Honorable Osai Yoha, Member representing Oredo Constituency at Edo State House of Assembly, Professor MacDonald Idu, Professor of Phytomedicine, University of Benin, and former Vice Chancellor, Dahosa University, Architect Patrick Obasui, Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, Obax Oil and Gas Worldwide Limited. Join us to celebrate. Date 13th, 2015. Time 1. Venue is Favor International Church, Old Western Road, off Festus Secular Road, Benin City. Jesus is the reason for It's 7:30 a.m. in Benin City, Nigeria. Good morning. Many thanks for joining me. This is ITV AM News. I am Ugochukwu Bamidele. The 2016 budget presentation scheduled for yesterday suffered a setback following the postponement of the exercise by Governor Shomole. Efosa Wangwe reports that a petition against coercion by P-men was also sent to the Parliament.
Although the chambers was already wearing a new look in readiness for the 2016 presentation, a letter from the state governor dated 9th November affected the change of dates for the presentation, which is now to hold Monday next week. Speaker Victor Edoro, after the governor's letter had been read, the postponement was as a result of unforeseen circumstances. Also at plenary, written against coercion by P-men and duly signed by the Secretary over unauthorized collection of levy on behalf of its members without remitting and rendering of account presented at plenary. The petition prayed the House to call on to order to stop the undue collection of the levy. The Speaker referred the petition to the House Committee on Commerce and Industry to report within 2 weeks. A petition by Fuga over the dispute Ohezi was read at plenary. A Fosa Wangwe reporting.
The case between Edo State government and Rich Arisco Semigate has taken a different dimension as another group has filed a suit at the Edo State High Court denouncing Semigate as a member of the Ogia family. Pius reports that counsel to Rich Arisco Semigate had also filed a civil suit against the government the validity of the Bendel State law relied upon by the Edo government cases at the Magistrate Court and High Court yesterday.
The Oredo Magistrate Court, where the case between Edo State government and Rich Osenwege took place, was filled to capacity. Different groups of people, some Benin chiefs, several individuals attended the court proceedings. Barrister OIK counsel to Rich Arisco Osenwege filed a suit in Edo State government on the validity of the Bendel State law which they relied upon in their suit, and asked the court to stay active on the case. The case was adjourned to January 13, 2016 for definite hearing. On the other hand, one Joseph Ibeneweka and 3 others filed a suit at High Court which was held on the same day. Elder Joseph Ehibo Igbeneweka, Samuel Osai Igbeneweka, and James Igbeneweka jointly claimed that Rich Arisco's claim Ogiame and actions in capacity be null and void, but the incumbent Chief Ogiame not been declared dead and buried. The process of another cannot be carried amongst other counsel declined comment. Counsel to Rich Arisco Osenwege commented on the proceedings.
Some claim to be in relation to the last Ogiame, who claimed that the man is alive and wrote a petition to the government as somebody taking their protest. And now the people fire here to say they are people supposed to be the Ogiame. A man who claimed in a letter to the governor that, oh, my brother is the Ogiame, he's traveled, it's not missing, it's not dead. In September here. But now, in November, you are now saying, oh, the man is really missing for the past 2000. So since he's missing, I should be the Ogiame. That is the case here.
Hearing on the case at the High Court has been adjourned till 12, 2018. Pius report.
And workers at Eagle Local Government Secretariat yesterday tools again to protest non-payment of their salary arrears. Once again, reports that black entrance to the premise calling for attention of the government.
Government work have on occasions the non-payment of salaries, which has brought good hardship and their family. This time around, the entrance to the premises of government secretary refusing entry and blaming their problem management of a government as they don't state as they were made believe.
If not because of the mismanagement of the fund, Ego is among the richest LGA. Yes. That our IGRO is enough to even take care of our salary. But we are still being deceived, being next week.
For the last 3 months, my landlord for the house because I moved to pay my bill out, pay the house rent. He cost me during my lights. As I speak now, my property is outside.
The acting local Mr. Desmond Ugbo said management of the local government is not unaware that travail. Ugbo appealed to protesters to work as administration is exploring all options to make sure their problem.
It is true that the pains, the agony attributed by the non-payment of salary is growing day by day. Now that the Christmas is fast approaching, but it is my appeal for them to be calm, believing that the management is up and doing everything within the limits of available options to see to the payment of the salary.
Meanwhile, protesters have vowed to continue on their 10-month salary arrears.
Edo State government is to commence the audit of local government pensioners to pave way for the payment of pensions owed local government pensioners. The governor, Comrade Adams Shumale, while briefing journalists on the outcome of executive council meeting, assured that his administration will not pinch workers and will continue to pay the stipulated minimum wage. Kingsley Uche has details.
Governor Adams Oshomole said though it is not the responsibility of the state government to pay entitlements of local government pensioners, the state will make efforts to begin payment to the affected persons, adding that no one derives pleasure from the pain faced by the retirees. Directed the
vouchers, same date of birth, same first name, same surname, everything the same, and 2 original vouchers for one pensioner.
Dwindling, Governor assured his administration will not retrench and will be committed to the payment of minimum wage. Governor Shomole insisted he is not interfering.
Some folk on the line of patronage says a graduate
is not yet busy. The few customers come, we are still.
This period, Thanksgiving, churches, a lot of churches do Thanksgiving. So, more of than Christmas trees, lights and accessories.
Customer said wants the best for our family and friends, adding that decorating a house Christmas tree and other items set the tone for Christmas celebration.
I'm shopping for decoration, the Christmas flags, the lights. I know that my children very well. That's why I'm here for my children.
Some hawkers said they decided to change the line of business. Sales of Christmas paraphernalia, because most persons are now interested in items.
This season, they say distance. So I to see the this morning I don't sell 5 market things, 5.
This is what they say something for Christmas period. It's a children's thing, so they can use it as December as usual.
The Christmas tree comes in different colors and sizes and is at different prices depending on the power of bargain. Best be reporting.
The People's Democratic Party in Edo State has hacked on what it described as the falling standard of education in the state. The State Publicity Secretary of the party, Prince Nehari, made the remark while addressing newsmen at the party secretariat in Benin City. Once more, Biere has details.
The news briefing, which centered on the importance of education with the theme education, the tone of sustainable development, afforded the publicity sector the People's Democratic Party the opportunity to highlight the importance of qualitative education as the instrument of social growth. The Publicity Secretary that it is the standard of education in Edo State is falling with reference to what he described as cosmetic renovation of schools. The state government, there are no laboratories and up-to-date equipment and furniture. He said the children and the poor cannot afford tertiary education owing to in tuition fees, whereas those who pay through their are not given by the state government.
The cosmetic building and renovation of states have been taken to the state, whereby none of the schools that areas that is spent upon has functional library or functional library. In 2008, when it came to the government, it said it was going to provide one model college, one in each of the senatorial districts. As we speak, a couple of days ago, they were once again blaming contractor for the lack of completion of that project.
Chris Harris said that rather than address the issue of salaries, the state resorted to sacking staff.
The demonstration yesterday was a clear case of incompetence being exposed by those who signed the bill. And the local government, there is a problem of salaries. At the state level, there is a problem of unpaid pensions and allowances. I think sacking head of service and creating activity where none exists is unacceptable. The governor should do what is needful. I think this is the time for him to actually come out and apologize to the people. That instead of him keeping his eye on the board of governance, he has been busy.
The Benin Traditional Council has invited all Benin chiefs, Enige, Igiohe, Ejionwe, religious leaders, ward leaders, market women leaders, and leaders of social organizations in Owedo, Ego, Ikboboka, Oriomo, Ode, Ovia Southwest and Ovia North local government areas of Edo State to an important meeting at the Oba's Palace. A statement by the Secretary Benin Traditional Council, Frank Irabo, which says the meeting will hold on Friday, 11th December 2015 at 8 a.m. urged all other concerned peace-loving citizens and organized legitimate groups in Edo South Senatorial District to attend the meeting. As Nigeria yesterday joined the rest of the globe to mark the World Anti-Corruption Day, government officials, institutions and individuals have been reminded on joining hands with to fight corruption, which has continued to retard development spheres of life. Here in Benin City, the event jointly marked by ICPC, some civil society organizations and NYC feature to create on the fight against corruption. Williams
rally from the Benin saw and campaigners met through Ovaramist Square, Ogbelaka, Sokpomba Road, Pava Road, Street, Mission for terminating the center. The corruption distributed leaflets to motorists and passers-by to draw attention to the danger associated with corruption and the way forward. In their various speeches, State ICPC Mr. Olukile Oluseson said that the commemoration of the World Anti-Corruption Day to sound a warning to Nigerians who are perpetrating corruption to disease from act to face justice. Also speaking, the Director of Environment and Justice, Reverend David Golo, described corruption as an enemy and blame that must be on his part. Coordinator governmental organization Jude said that the objective of the rally was to sensitize the people to the danger evils associated with corruption.
Our message to Edo State and Nigeria as a whole today is that corruption is evil, and we should all shun corruption.
The strong message we're sending out today with this rally is to send a strong message to our country government that corruption is one of the greatest weapons with which the youth is sustaining the inequality in the country. And the level of poverty in the country today is unacceptable. And we think that the only way to tackle the poverty across the country is tackling corruption.
The most possible, whatever we do to minimize the element of corrupt practices, we are so doing and achieve the highest.
As we mark Anti-Corruption Day today, I want to speak that our government should fight corruption inside our market. So much more tickets inside our market, and this money goes to government. As I speak to you today, Edo State government loses 1.2 million market leaders. It's corruption.
In a lecture, Professor Eddie Eragbe said that government must provide the right leadership. Corruption and no meaningful development where is rampant.
In our schools, in our places of work, in our ministries, in the police force, different places like is the order of the day. And it must be stemmed. It must.
Security made lays on civil law when the growth a peaceful right. Why FRA issues ensure that vehicular movement was there while the road lasted. William Siam reporting.
The Edo State Governor Dr. Olusegun Mimiko has assured that he will continue to give responsible government even in the face of dwindling economy. The governor, who spoke in Akure during the swearing-in ceremony of 4 new commissioners in the state, enjoined the citizenry to pay their taxes regularly to enable government to serve them better. He assured that major capital projects like Ayeka Irele and Obaile roads would be completed in the life of his present administration, while saying the new commissioners are veterans in their own rights. Governor Mimiko charged them to bring creativity, integrity and efficiency to governance. He advised friends and family members not to put pressure on them in terms of expectations, noting that this is not the best of times for the country. The 4 commissioners are Mr. Femi Adekombi, who hails from Owo in Owo local government area, Mrs. Yetunde Adeyonju from Araromi Ubu in Odigbo local government area, Dayo Awude from Iluabo in Akure North, and Shegun Ayerin from Ilututun Osoro in Okitikpupa local government. And those state correspondent Omorowa Jonah reports that their portfolios would be announced at a later date. The Inspector General of Police, Mr. Solomon Arase, has approved the promotion of some gallant officers who formed the Kano Command of the Anti-Cattle Rustling Squad. The Inspector General of Police, in a working visit to in Kano, commended the State Police Command for its achievements in the fight against cattle rustling and other activities.
There is no police force in the world can carry out its of police security without the hearts and minds who you are supposed to serve. You cannot win the you are supposed to. If you are not civil, if you are not polite, when you are carrying out your, you must be fundamental people you are supposed to serve.
High point of was the decoration officer who was injured in an encounter cattle rustling. The Inspector General of Police also donated an naira to the officer in question. And now to some sports stories where Nigeria's under 23 team yesterday defeated Senegal 1-0 to qualify for the finals of the CAF under 23 Nations Cup. Nigeria also secured the qualification for the football events of Rio Olympics, and just before half the 10th match, Nigeria's goalkeeper Emmanuel Daniel considered a penalty for a foul on, but he then a poor effort by second half. Nigeria Peter Itzebo the key goal penalty sport after Senegal's Thione handled the ball in the box. I did with his goal Papa and was sent out.
Of this Nigerian side. It's Tebo with the penalty. Can he find the back of the net? Yes, he can! Nigeria taking the lead. 1-0. Green team. The captain comes to the rest for the Africans. Take the lead over their home goal.
Instead of face a third place match today with also earnings in and now to boxing, where world heavyweight champion Tyson Fury has been stripped of his IBF title less than 2 weeks after winning it. The Briton, aged 27, had to agree with the IBF dietary challenge via Glasgow instead face Klitschko. Ukrainian Klitschko on the 20th of November to collect 3 versions of the weight crown. Lindsay Turker Championships IBF confirmed that Tyson Fury had been stripped of his IBF belt. He said instead of Fury taking on mandatory challenger Vyacheslav Glasgow, he signed a rematch clause with Vladimir Klitschko. Fury, who is unbeaten in 25 professional contests, remains the WBA and WBO World Heavyweight Champion, while the WBC belt by American Conte. We'll now take a quick look at the weather prospect for cities across Nigeria and the rest of the globe for today, Thursday, 10th of December 2015. Stay tuned. With our weather forecast, we wrap it up on the ITV AM News. Don't forget to join me at 8:30 a.m. for more news updates. I am Gochuku Bami Daily. The discussion on TMI continues in a short while. Stay tuned.
Independent television, certainly the best.
Traffic congestion is avoidable if we all obey traffic rules and regulations. Stop the roadness on our roads. Stop the carnage. Traffic and regulations. Message is brought to you courtesy Independent Television Radio.
Hey, now I'm a child of a president. Paparazzi every day. Resident it's TV on the big. Oh my God, you keep your mobile. Jara, jara, might be back. say
Thank you very much for staying on this morning on ITV and being joined in the studio by Mazis Kola Edokbaye. Thank you for coming, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, viewers.
And before the AM news, as done by Bamidele Ugochukwu, I had the Coordinator General of those civil society organizations, and it's no one else but Amabudiago. Thank you for staying with me.
Thank you.
And today being the World Human Rights Day, on the theme, our rights, our freedom always. We're looking at ways in ensuring that the rights of humans are being protected. Most especially as we've been having challenges where we had a military era and then we are in a democratic government, but there are still challenges facing human rights, where we see violations every day. So coming away from where we've been on, what do you see as the challenges facing humans, most especially as it pertains to the Nigerian polity?
Yes, it is very, very clear that human rights are rights that are inherent in human. You do not need the government protection in order for you to enjoy that right. John F. Kennedy said, and I quote, "The right of man comes not from the generosity of the state, but from the hands of God." But today, specifically in Nigeria, despite the fact that human rights is stated copiously in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, there is still a unprecedented level of human rights violation in a democratic system of government presently that we have in Nigeria. Simply because, number one, there is ignorance. A lot of people are ignorant of their ignorance. They are of the considered opinion that it is only when you have money, it is only when you have heaven and earth that you can fight for your rights. It ought not to be like that. And number two is poverty. Now the fear of poverty is the beginning of wisdom. Because of the fact that people don't have money, they said, okay, there is no need for me to fight for my rights. More so that we don't have have lawyers who are working pro bono publico as far as human rights issues are concerned in Nigeria. Since the demise of Chief Gani Faweyemi, there has been a lacuna in the human rights system as far as in the involvement of lawyers are concerned. If we have lawyers who are championing the cause of Aminu Kanu Talakawas pro bono as far as human rights violations are concerned, a lot of people who have access to justice. That is why some of us are still calling on the state government to establish what is called poor man lawyer scheme, so that the poor people like us can have access to justice. We can have access to legal practitioners that can defend us as far as human rights violations is concerned. But thank God for the civil society organizations in Edo State. We have done a lot. When Ibrahim Momodu was extrajudicially murdered, civil society went to Matolipas to say Kabudo rejectamenta to Omo Minilupus. Man being a wolf to man.
All right, let me pause you there because I know a lot on your mind to speak about, you know. But in as much as you also make some jargons pertaining to your profession, you please also enlighten us on what those jargons mean, because
okay. When I saw more Mililupus simply means man being a wolf to man. That is more Mililupus.
All right, thank you very much. As Marxist scholar Edokpai, as a Marxist, you expect more of this. Over now to you, Mobo. He just made mention of the fact that the judiciary being the last hope of the common man, there are still challenges. Those who are seen to be who are seen in the public as being poor, the poor masses, for instance, they find it difficult accessing protection of their human rights. Do you agree with that?
It is not true that they find that's not what he actually have said. It's not that they find it easy to access justice
because of their financial.
No, it is that they are ignorant. It is the ignorance, like I was said in the beginning. I said because we wish that a lot of people get to know. Then we also believe that it is not possible that everybody gets to know. We wish that everybody get to know, or the mass majority, that at least 80 or 90% of people get to know. It is when people become aware of their rights that they can access and enjoy their rights. They don't need government protection to enjoy their rights. All you need is knowledge. Once you are aware, for example, you will not call anybody mommy or call anybody daddy. You know your father and you know your mother. It is knowledge. So when people know their right, that is why as much as possible, we've been trying to organize programs, seminars, symposia to train people, to educate people, to make people to get to know their right. Because their right is a shrine in the Constitution. It is not government that gives you your right. Your right is in a label. It's given to you by God, like he just said. So once you know it, you will take it. Nobody will give it to you. You will wake up and be determined to take it, and you get it. It's as simple as ABC. So to say that, like I said, it is ignorance. A man that is poor, poverty again, is defined as the state of the mind. A man can have 10 billion naira and thinks he's poor, and he lives poor. While a man can have 2 naira and thinks he's rich, he's rich. The man with the 10 billion dollars will be emulated. We want to imitate the man with 2 naira because of the posture. So it is knowledge. Ignorance is the basic thing. And like I said, in our part of this country, the government enjoys that level of ignorance of the people, and they are capitalizing on that ignorance of the people. But like I was saying before we took the break, I said our constitution is not even, we do more outside the government government protests and all that than on the man to man, like he just mentioned, when man has become wolf to man, or man has become a dog to man, or man has become an animal to man. You know, on the side of landlord, tenant, institutions and their workers, John Way versus his occupants, and that we handle a lot of issues on daily basis that we don't put on social media, we don't put anywhere, we just attend to it, and we settle it and leave it there and make progress. All that matters to us is that we have a society that is egalitarian, that is beautiful for everybody to live in. What in all is trying to bring man to the knowledge of his right. Once you know your right, sir, you are going to enjoy the entire nature around you. I don't know the word nature.
Let's be practical, Mabudia.
Yes, sir.
In knowing your rights, if your rights have been trampled upon, there is an organ of government that adjudicates such cases, and that is the judiciary. Do you agree?
Yes.
In adjudicating these cases, you need a lawyer to do that.
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes.
And a lawyer, you need to pay that lawyer. Is that not a challenge for the poor? How are they going to?
In the chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution, which is purely titled for us, fundamental human rights. At the end of that chapter, which is this section 37, at the end of it, it talks about the National Assembly making provision for such system where the ordinary man can get lawyers. But today, it is there in that constitution.
About is it being enforced?
That's what I'm saying. It is not even the responsibility of the state government, but the state government can be generous enough. But my fear is that when a man who in the same way pays the piper dictates the tune, what if the state violates your right? Are you going to go to the same state lawyers to say come and fight my right? So it is the responsibility of the National Assembly to provide funds and logistics for this set of lawyers, you know, and create that human rights chambers. But I tell you, it is not being it doesn't. Nobody like saying it now is the first time that even some lawyers, I can say it, even some lawyers are hearing that it is there. But I want them to go and check, go and read it properly, because that is our area in the constitution. We read it all the time. We get familiar with it. That's why I can quote it. But it is not being enforced. But we are doing everything possible as we go into the new year, the 2016. We are going to make sure that we draw the attention of the National Assembly, because we know that members of the National Assembly themselves are not legal practitioners. They are lawmakers. They themselves. We see today they are making laws to violate the right of the ordinary man to say they should create a law to restrict people from making comments on the social media, which again is violation of fundamental human rights, because today marks 50 years of two major covenants in the Universal Declaration. The freedom to political expression is one of them. The freedom to religious expression is one of them. So to say that in the one that the National Assembly are even trying to do is a total violation of the fundamental right of the ordinary Nigerian, who may not have the opportunity to access electronic media like we are now, who may not have the opportunity or power to access the print media, but can have the power and privileges to access the electronic media or the social media, which all you need to do is just to buy a phone, buy a data maybe of 100 naira per day, and express your view. But these big men, as in quotes, want to make sure that the expression of the people is killed from foundation, and that we will reject, because that is trampling on the base. That is too basic a fundamental human right. The freedom to express yourself is very, very fundamental. So to say is that the National Assembly maybe don't know, or maybe they know, they don't want that part of that law to be, that part of the constitution to be executed. Because if they do, a lot of persons will even know more than they know now. You understand? So I agree with you.
All right, Mazi Scholar, yes. You have a comment on that?
Yes, like what my brother said, that the National Assembly is charged with responsibility of funding an agency in respect of the protection of human rights. And he just cited as case study the social media bill that is on ground now. That is an infringement on the fundamental human rights of expression. Everybody has the right to speak.
Yeah, but to a great extent, that right should be guarded.
Yes.
Where you have the right to speak, and then you have the right to put anything on the social media. You have to be very sure.
Be very sure
what you are putting there.
Yes.
In order not to indict or to
confirm
anybody's character.
I think
that is what
at whatever level that you want to express your view, whether propaganda, whatever it is not, the only is not left for the man whose image is being threatened here.
Yes.
To come and express himself. That's why it's democracy. People must speak. There are some things that you hear and you say it cannot be true. But after investigation, you come to confirm that they are true. So allow people to express themselves. What the National Assembly wants is not what you are assuming or what you are thinking. It is to make sure that the people are shut down and nobody is speaking. And that will resist. It's not what you are saying. If they are coming in the guise of defamation of character, and before the last general election, where did you not see the national parties defend the characters of another party?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, and he also talked about the issue of ignorance. That because of the level of ignorance, that people cannot fight for their rights. There are a lot of people, specifically lawyers, who understand the Constitution from Genesis to Revelation, not to Malachi. But they cannot champion it simply
because of the fact that there is no courage there. It is boldly written on the walls of the police station that bail is free. But when they still go to police station, they still negotiate bail as if they are paying ransom.
So strictly sense, so it's not free.
Yes, it ought not to be like that. Presently, sir, our police stations today are like marketplaces where they start money in the name of bail from vulnerable people in the society, from poor people in the society. Despite the fact that the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, has said in different fora that we should not pay for bail. But when you go there, they still collect money. About 3 weeks ago, Aduawa police station invaded Lucky Way and at about 8:30 p.m. arrested more than 60 persons. Some of them were drinking beer. Some of them were watching football match. 8:30. They have that right to freedom of association and peaceful assembly, and they have that right to freedom of movement as enshrined in chapter 4 of the 1999 Constitution. Sir, do you know what they did? Having peregrinated to the police stations, they started, some of them who money started bailing themselves with 10,000 naira, with 10,000 naira, until our attention was drawn to the matter and we peregrinated, we evaporated and condensed to Adua police station, and then after we told the DPO the danger inherent in what he was doing, and he saw reasons with us, and he allowed some people to go,
knowing full well that he might have gotten some information that led him to that place.
That is what they will tell you. That place is not a black spot.
They could be moving with some information.
That is not a black spot.
Based on that could be.
It is not a black spot, sir. They know what they are doing. Christmas is approaching, and they have, in fact, they have to service their girlfriends, their families, and all that. And it is the people like us that will bear the brunt. The law should be made specifically to protect the weak ones, the flotsam and the jetsam in our society. Despite the fact that some of them know their rights, some of them have copies of the Constitution, but that courage is not there to ask the policeman, what are you doing? What right have you to arrest me? Do you have any warrant of arrest? And not that. I'm not saying, I'm not denying the fact that ignorance is not a condition sine qua non that we have to put, that have to consider when we are championing the rights. Lawyers, as far as human rights issues are concerned, they should be doing it pro bono publico. When this is done, you see the level of human rights violation will reduce drastically.
Yes, thank you. You just threw more light on what you said before.
Yes.
Now, he is saying that because of ignorance, a lot of people out there are not aware what even the civil society groups, what they tend to fight for. And now also basing it on the fact that even accessing this, it demands money. But poverty tends to be a challenge. Now, how does the civil society group come into helping the poor masses, access the lawyers?
All right. Basically, because like even though we don't have enough of the lawyers doing pro bono, it's not that we don't have some at all. Once there are issues that we cannot handle on our own outside without using lawyers, we still get some lawyers who still come about to do pro bonos. I want to appreciate. I don't know without mentioning. Let me appreciate.
To do what?
To come and
do. I want you to use that word again.
I think we still get some lawyers
pro bono
to come and do pro bono. That's free services.
All right.
So that people can understand. To come and do free services.
Yeah.
We have them. Recently, we were in court concerning two persons we never met, we never knew before. Somebody drew attention to them. They were already in court. Now the police got it to that stage because they could not get bail from these persons. They took them to court over very many issues. And one of the women was sent to remind one of the women that was sent to be accused. Who never been to court does not understand the business of the court.
Yes.
Was remanded in prison for 3 weeks. And later brought to court. It was when they were bringing her to court that we got to know. Now, us not being lawyers, how to get services of lawyers, those have been doing pro bonos who once already too full with most of our cases. We take them to court and we got the woman, did the matter, got the woman bailed in the court and took both of them away. And as we also work as arbitrators, major arbitrators, got into talking, and they got to understand themselves. And you know, find that the problem was not from both of them, but from the complication created by the police to get some money. Once they couldn't get money, they took them to court. As I speak, that matter has been almost settled. I won't say totally settled, but almost settled because there is a process in court which must follow to get the matter completely settled out of court. So, but like I said, we don't have enough of these lawyers, but we have some of them. For example, we are already talking with the Nigerian Bar Association in those states, so we could get some lawyers who will volunteer to work with civil society and do free services for. Because we don't have money. Like the way the media, particularly ITV, you also know that we are also paid for most of the things we do. Just like the media stations, nearly all the media stations in the state are doing pro bonos of free service for us. We want to appeal to lawyers. There are young lawyers there, vibrant lawyers there. Like Olayiwola Afolabi did for us some time ago, and today he became a household name. Once you do good, good will continue to follow you. We are appealing to lawyers, like the media stations are doing for us. Let the lawyers come up to you. It must not be through the NBO or the federal government or state government set up a people's chambers, but the lawyers can volunteer because the NBA itself is a civil society body. The NBA itself is a civil society body. Work with us and do free services. At the end, the society becomes blessed for all of us. All of us can move with our heads high and say, and he used your hand to tap your chest and say, I'm a Nigerian, I'm an Edo man. Indeed, if you get to my state, it's not like other states. In my state, the human rights standard is very high. Though in Nigeria is the highest for now. Who can boast of that?
Okay, let's move away from that. Let's look at the government of the day. Is it possible for government to evolve policies that could be stepping beyond bounds into the point of tampering on the human rights of individuals? Is it possible?
It is not supposed to be possible for government to make policies that will be antithetical to the people. Because first and foremost, if you want to make policy that borders on the people, there is need sincerely to carry the people along, to consult the people. First thing first. Then the people can make their input. If there are some areas that are not too good as far as the people are concerned, they will register their resentment, and thereafter the government will make amendments.
By going back to the drawing board.
Yes. But today, what we have is tied to the apron string of fascism, totalitarianism, despotism. When government will wake up one day and impose a satanic law that will further exacerbate the already exacerbated situation of the tax and the baptists. The case study is this land use charge. We woke up one day to discover that land use charge has been imposed on the people without even taking into cognizance the level of abject penury in Edo State. 16th century house located at forestry, number 62 forestry, was served the mark notice of about 340,000 naira. Which some of us were able thinking of how to change the roof of that house. 16th century. Thinking of how to change the roof, the government gave them the mad notice of 340,000 naira.
So in a nutshell, what you are saying is that policies could tend towards stepping on the rights of the human.
Idealistically, it ought not to be like that, because we are living in a democratic system of government.
Okay, let's look at ways of correcting it, because we've overflogged the land use charge.
Yes.
And, as a way of digression. Let's look at ways of correcting this.
So, okay, first I want to disagree with your last statement to say we have overflogged the issue of the land use. For us in civil society, until a matter is completely dealt with, it can never be overflogged.
Okay, but that
is just before I hear. This is not the discussing that today.
Yes.
But to say that is one of the example. To say that can it be corrected? Yes. But it can be quicker and better corrected if we have a government that have the ears of the people. A government that will listen to the people. But when the government becomes tyrannic and doesn't listen to the people, what will the people do? They will continue to fight, continue to agitate, continue to demand, and keep shouting on the street, and keep creating more awareness like we are doing. We think that the people should know more, so that the people can demand more and the people can act more. This society does not belong to anybody because it's democratic. The society belongs to all. By definition of democracy, it's a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. But whereas one man or a few, according to my friend Godomi, a microscopic few think that the government belongs to them, then there will be anarchy. Do you understand? They say when the government fear the people, you have is liberty. But when the people fear government, it's tyranny. This is the situation we have found ourselves. But like you said, ideologically it's not supposed to be so. But now that it has become so, what do? We need to change the status quo to make it a system where the government fears the people, not the people fearing government. That is where we want to go.
Thank you very much. As a way forward in 1 minute, Mazis Kola Dopai.
Yes, the way forward, because we are talking of human rights issues. human rights should be a subject that should be taught from primary school to university, so that a lot of people can be conscious of their fundamental human rights. And also for the state government, though he promised to establish public defender units, but up to now we are still waiting. We are calling on the state government to do the needful.
All right. Thank you. You want to add?
Yeah, finally, today I want to wish all the people and all human rights activists and all civil society practitioners a happy celebration. Today is our Christmas, so our tree is not white and red. Today is our Christmas, so we are celebrating. Then to say that's why we are also organizing trainings. We are also organizing lectures and program today at the Saidi Center, Murtala Mohammed, so that everybody can come, who can share ideas, so that we can talk more on the human rights and people can become more enlightened.
Thank you very much. Today is World Human Rights Day, and that's why you have civil society practitioners giving it all the best attention they can. Well, shortly we bring you news updates as presented by Bamidele Ugochukwu. Don't you go away.
Look around, up and down, blessing, within the ground. How to play, how fantastic one go be. Christmas, Badu, it shall be. Family for papa, mama, brother, we celebrate Jesus. We artists, DJ Amand, we go there, sing teaching, Bible, Mary go, Sheki Kumole, Bible challenge, throw and win, dance competition. With all prizes to them. Now, prizes way for this show. And I say that bag of rice, turkey, table oil, fry. You don't swallow. For to now, go collect your only 5 naira, small tray for one. The date is now 25th, 2015. 7 o'clock. The venue, TV radio quarters, Airport Road for Benin. This show is supported by Ostrock LG dealers for all kinds of electronics. Then for number 57 Airport Road, up Kenswa Junction for Benin City. And
Malata Mobile, 47 Airport Road, Benin City.
University Institute of Technology, a approved diploma award institute, with about 47 before all Benin City. Christmas Badun.
say na ember na we dey accident no na dey cause driver dey cause na plenty pass make una drive. This from independent television.
Good morning once again. Here is the ITV news update for 8:30 a.m. I am Gochuku Bamidele. The 2016 budget presentation scheduled for yesterday suffered a setback following the postponement of the exercise by Governor Shomole. Afosa Wangwe reports that a petition against Kosan by P-Man was also sent to the Parliament.
Although the chambers was already wearing a new look in readiness for the 2016 budget presentation, a letter from the state government dated 9th December affected the change of dates for the presentation, which is now to hold Monday next week. According to the Speaker, Victor Edoro, after the governor's letter has been read, the postponement was as a result of unforeseen circumstances. Also at plenary, a petition written against Koson by P-Men and duly signed by the Secretary over alleged unauthorized collection of levy on behalf of its members, remitting and rendering of account was also presented at the petition prayed the House to call on to order to stop the undue collection of the levy. The Speaker referred the petition to the House Committee on Commerce and Industry to report within 2 weeks. The petition by Nogi of Fuga over the dispute was read at plenary. A Fosa Wangwe report.
The case between Edo State government and Rich Arisco Semige has taken a different dimension as another group has filed a suit at the Edo State High Court denouncing Arisco Semige as a member of the Ogiame family. Passon Saga reports that counsel to Rich Arisco Semige had also civil suit against the Edo State government challenging the validity of the Bendel State law relied upon by the Edo State government. Cases at the magistrate courts and state courts held yesterday.
The Oredo Magistrate Court, where the case between Edo State government and Arisco took place, was filled to capacity. Different groups of people, including some Benin chiefs and several individuals at court proceedings. Barrister Godwin Kenna, counsel Arisco had filed a suit challenging Edo State government on the validity of the Bendel State law which they relied upon in their suit. Asked the court to stay action on the case. The case was adjourned till January 13, 2016 for definite hearing. On the other hand, one elder Ehibo Weka and others filed at the state which also the same day. Elder Joseph Ehibo Igbeneweka, Samuel Osaye Igbeneweka, Moses Igbeneweka, and James Igbeneweka jointly claim that Rich Arisco Osemige's claim as Ogiame and other acts in that capacity be declared void. That incumbent Ogiame Chief Osaro Ogiame has not declared dead, and that the of installation of another Ogiame carried out. Other claims. Other counsel declined comment. Counsel to Rich Arisco Osemige commented on the proceedings.
Some persons who claim to be in relation to the last Ogiame, who claim that the man is alive, and wrote a petition to the government as somebody taking their brother's case to throne. And now the people fight here. They are people supposed to be the Ogiame. A man who claimed in a letter to the government that, oh, my brother is Ogiame, he's traveled, it's not missing, it's not dead. In September here. But now, in November, you are not saying, oh, the man is really missing for the past 2000. So since he's missing, I should be the Ogiame. That is the case here.
Hearing on the case at the High Court has been adjourned till December 2015. So, reporting.
Edo State government is to commence full investigation and audits of the local government pensioners to pave way for the payment of pensions owed local government pensioners. The governor, Comrade Adamso Shomala, while briefing journalists on the outcome of this week's excursion, assured that his administration will not retrench workers and will continue to pay the stipulated minimum wage. Kingsley Uche has details.
Governor Adamso Shomale said, though it is not the responsibility of the state government to pay entitlements of local government, this to make efforts to begin payment to third persons, adding that no one derives pleasure from the pain faced by the retirees. he directed the Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Uloko, to the State Accountant General and the Information Communication Technology to immediately carry out pensioners' audits to identify genuine retirees.
The pension board has been riddled with fraud. You have cases have now been established in which one person has more than 2 vouchers. Same date, same first name, same surname, everything the same, and 2 original vouchers. One pensioner.
Despite dwindling resources, Governor Adams Oshomole assured that his administration will not retrench workers and will be committed to the payment of minimum wage. Governor Oshomole, however, insisted that the state government is not interfering in the finances of local government. You will recall that local government pensioners from the 18 local government areas of Edo State embarked on a series of protests against non-payment entitlements. Kingsley will report.
And with that report, we wrap it up on the news updates for first time. Don't forget to join me at 9:30 a.m. for more news. I am Ugochukwu Bamidele. TMI continues. Stay tuned.
Independent television, certainly the best.
traffic congestion is avoidable if we all obey traffic rules and conditions. Stop recklessness on roads. Stop the car. Obey traffic and regulations. This message brought to you in television and radio.
On Christmas Day, and man will live forevermore. Because of Christmas Day. Long time ago in Bethlehem, through the holy Bible said, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, was born on Christmas Day. Because of Christmas Day, Mary's boy child, Jesus was on Christmas Day. Our shepherds watch their flock by night. They see a bright new shining star. They hear choir sing a song. The music seemed to come from afar. Hear the angels sing. King was born today, and man will live forever. Because of Christmas Day.
Right, you are halfway there to ensure that it's not being trampled upon. But how do we make this as a legacy that will last in the Nigerian polity?
Okay, a lot of things are happening in Nigeria that are quite anti-human rights in nature, and I feel that Nigeria is one of the countries in the world with the lowest level of awareness about human rights knowledge, human rights education. So the issue is this: you could see on the internet or somewhere some time ago where a Nigerian, a medical doctor for that matter, had to violate the right of another Nigerian by keeping the Nigerian in his house, removed all his documents, maltreated the Nigerian to the extent that up to about 15 years or above, the British government got to know about it, and I think they have taken up the case. And the Nigerian couple, they had to they'll be sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for maltreating another Nigerian, denying her of the human right. They brought the Nigerian to that country, and at the end of the day, they locked that Nigerian up, maltreated the Nigerian, kept that Nigerian in their house to do household things, household duties, removed all the documents from her, told her that if you go out to the street to report to the police, it's going to be as if the police will see you as an illegal immigrant. They brainwashed the person and kept that person indoor, using the person, that is in conditions that were anti-dignity.
That's abduction.
Abduction. So I think the British government came about it, and they have taken the case up and prosecuted the couple. What I'm saying is that there's a Nigerian, an educated Nigerian, a Nigerian that's gone to the university. He still had the guts, the lifestyle to subject another Nigerian, a human being, with a right of reputation, right of dignity, to that kind of condition. It makes us know that even though that person is in a developed country, in the United Kingdom, he could still behave the average Nigerian way. What is the average Nigerian way? We have low knowledge about our rights, and at the end of the day, we don't even push to know our rights. We don't even push to see when our rights have been violated, and to see how we can get redemption from it. Now, I think to leave a legacy in this regard is that there is the United Nations Declaration for Human Rights, or of Human Rights. That, and Nigerian is a part of the United Nations. It's a universal declaration for human rights. I think what should be is that the social study curriculum that we have in our primary schools, if we still do, that there should be a incorporation of what we call human rights into our social studies. Then when Nigerians get to higher education, whether polytechnic, college, university, the universal declaration of human rights should be entrenched in our curriculum, and it should be as if the way we know our ABC, we should know the universal declaration of human rights just that way. So that
from the way it is now, it is absent.
It's not. I never
curriculum.
Actually, I went through school. I went through primary school in Nigeria, secondary school in Nigeria, and university in Nigeria, though I had a little training overseas. I never came across, whether in JST, in social studies, in government, where the universal declaration for human rights by the United Nations is taught in total. I never came across it. If I tell you, you are a broadcaster, if I tell you, give me 3 items verbatim, you can't give me. Well, if you did it as a course and you wrote the exam, you passed. It will be entrenched in your soul. It will be entrenched in your mentality. You know it. By the time the politician up there knows that you know your right, you learned it in school from beginning to the end. The articles of the Universal Declaration is part and parcel of you. He knows it. You know it. He will be careful in the way he does his things in an attempt not to violate your human rights.
Okay,
so
but just like what I had some set of civil society practitioners not quite long, and we articulated all of this. But the challenge here is one thing for you to know your rights. Is another for you to ensure that your rights being violated, you demand justice for it.
Okay.
Do we have an institution
like
the judiciary where you can say that those who have little or no funds to access the judiciary to adjudicate cases on their behalf in respect of addressing these violations. How do we tackle this in that aspect?
First and foremost,
because we have poverty, which is standing as a challenge.
They say when trees fall on trees, you remove the uppermost. First and foremost, the Nigerian system is so depressive. The governance is a governance that reduces Nigerians to a level where Nigerians find that the main focus of Nigeria is to look for food and water. So to the extent that if that's the main focus, you see your rights, whether violation or preservation of your right, as a secondary issue, because the government, the system has reduced you to a seeker of bread and water. So in that regard, it would be a very great limitation. But by the time, if the human rights, as declared by the United Nations, have been entrenched in the Nigerian governance, if the rulership of the country, state, local government, I want to tell you that even up to the local government, state, and many federal officers, they don't even know the content of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. If we knew this, a lot of things that we even do, that social media or protest now have to correct us. The government should not have even gone in that direction at all. There are some things that happen in Nigeria that social media will now start saying some things, protests will now start doing something that will make government to quickly stop it and come to the right direction. If the government knew the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, right to life, right to education, right to health, right to dignity, freedom of speech, freedom from fear is part of is entrenched in that article. Your right to be free from fear. Your government should not rule you in a way, rule your account in a way that you will have fear in your life. Freedom from fear, freedom from freedom of speech, freedom from being dehumanized.
Okay, can we also add this?
Yes, it's part of speech. Because in that article, there are 3 segments. 1, freedom of speech.
But you don't have.
We're coming. There are 4 segments.
Okay.
1, freedom of speech, freedom of association, that freedom of religion.
Yes.
Then another is freedom from want.
From want.
Yes, it's part of it. It's it's 4 blocks. Freedom from want, freedom from fear.
Okay,
now look at it. Freedom from fear should simply address the north. Look at it. You could stay in the northern part of Nigeria without fear, and whatever should violate that fear, to violate that your freedom, that your liberty, should be addressed by government without your crying out. Now look at it. Freedom from want. You can't want and die. As you want food, you can't have food and die. You want peace, you can't have peace and you died. You want water, you can't have water and you died. You want healthcare, you can't have it and you die. These are not part of. If we change that, we should not experience this. Now,
that's the role of the government.
The government. You are telling us that what should we do as citizens to do this? We don't need to even think of doing anything per se. The government should know that these are the principles, philosophies that a society should have. If this is entrenched in a society, we will not have our rights violated. And if we have our rights violated, it will not be as basic as you attacking my dignity. As basic as me having as you or anyone having to be afflicted with hunger. As basic as having to be in jail without judicial process. As basic as having to be arrested without recourse to judicial system. We don't even have any reason to think about that. In the low crimes, those things are not talked about. It's higher forms, that is very rare issues that human rights are violated, and even in those rare cases, people take it up. In a number of things in Nigeria, human rights are so violated that before you think of fighting for your right in a violation A, violation B, C, D has happened. So will you live your life trying to fight for your right to be given to you all day long? And at the end of the day, the infrastructure to make you peaceful, to make you live a good life, is not even there. So it's a complex. It's a complex of confusion. That's the way I can put it.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with Godwin Igaro. He's a researcher and analyst, a lecturer at the University of. And the topic for is Human Rights Day, as the United Nations has set aside this day, December 10, to celebrate human rights, and most especially as we key into ways to protect human rights. Godwin Igaro, you've traveled far, you've been overseas, and you've seen how things have been done overseas, and now coming back home. Nigeria happens to be like what is hitting headlines, happens to be a bedrock in which corruption thrives.
Yeah.
Now, do you see corruption as a major cause of the human rights violation?
Okay. Yeah, corruption.
With the experience you've had overseas.
Yeah. Corruption is a major contributing factor to violation of human rights. You know, the popular singer, Fela Nicola Mokuti. It was, if you look at the lyrics, if you leave his personality aside and judge the lyrics of his songs, you will see some areas where Fela was trying to say that Nigerians will not even know our rights. And he was also trying to say that even the government, the people that lead us, don't even know the rights. What was he talking about? He had an education abroad, and in abroad you have a lot of things to be told you about your rights. It's as good as you know your ABC, that you know your rights. And these rights are from the United Nations, as I earlier said. Now, we don't so much know our rights here, and our leaders don't even know our rights. Now, if the Universal Declaration for Human Rights has been part of the average Nigerian from the days of Murtala Muhammad, those early leaders, and they knew it, you'll be sure that they know that Nigerians know it, and they also knew it. The level of corruption would have been reduced. The fact that we do not necessarily know much of our rights has made our leaders have a leeway to behave the way they are behaving, and they have looted our funds so much. And when the funds are looted, there will not be available funds to take care of what the people will need, and therefore their rights are violated.
Like freedom from want.
Freedom from want. You cannot take care of the fact that I need education, I need food, I need clothing, I need shelter. That if I'm naked on the street, it's a dehumanization experience for me. It's robbery on my dignity. If I'm naked on the street, if I have no food, if I'm begging, it's a robbery of my dignity. If you are not aware of that, you will loot my fund, the fund of the country. Let me say that you loot the fund of the country, and when you loot the fund so much, the country will have no funds to establish infrastructure, systems, and things that will make people to be free from wants. Now we don't even have freedom of wants. Now you see families, one person succeeds, the rest of the families are beggarly. So the issue of corruption in Nigeria is a very great contribution to the level of violation of human rights that we have. If you talk about violation of human rights, the corruption, look at the police. The level of corruption in the police is so bad that I don't know. In fact, everything moves from the experience you have from the Nigerian police is a total violation of the right of the citizens they protect. It's a total violation. So then the fact that someone loses our money, takes the Nigerian money away to another, at the end of the day, look at the United Kingdom, for example. When you are bringing the money, they'll be looking at you. They'll really, because the average British person is wise. They'll look at you, bring out the money first. After the money has settled in their country, has penetrated their economy, then they will now start bringing the United Nations rules on corruption. And as they do not catch up with you. At that point in time, they have already allowed the money to be released into their system. They will still catch up with you eventually. You become a copy, you become a criminal by their legal process. But at that point in time, the money is already in the economy of the British government. And at the end of the day, the Nigerians remain foolish. That most times when this thing happens, you cannot recover the money back to take back home, to use the money to repair your country. So that is the irony of it. Corruption at any level, whether in a place, whether in the medical care, look at it. When you talk about right to life, there is no medical healthcare worker that has any privilege to do any medical procedure that will claim life. Those cases of negligence, people dying out of mistakes from medical practitioners, whether a medical lab scientist, whether a pharmacist, whether a nurse, whether a doctor, those negligences in these areas, in their practices, that lead to what? That lead to death is a violation of right to life. And right to life is part of the United Nations Declaration for Human Rights. So when you violate my right to life, you make nonsense mistakes, avoidable mistakes that leads to my death. You are violating what? My human rights.
Thank you very much for being on this show with me, and let's look at the way forward in 1 minute, how to address all of these challenges in protecting the human rights.
Well, the way forward, I feel, is that we should adopt in total and customize to our immediate use the United Nations Universal Declaration for Human Rights. We may not be able to swallow everything, spirit and letter. We can customize some of the aspects of the Universal Declaration to suit the Nigerian environment. And when we do this, we have to incorporate this rights education, human rights education, to our educational system in a proper way. Spell it out outrightly. The course is human rights studies. Let it be in primary school at the basic stage. Let it be in the secondary school at the basic stage. Let it be in the university. No matter the course you are reading, whether you are reading history or you are reading chemistry, let it be there. Human rights studies
as a core course.
As a core course. Take
that even if you fail it, you must pass it. And at the end of the day, you come up with the fact that every Nigerian citizen, then you can even translate that
to the local dialect. Every Nigerian citizen knows this right. So that when you are up there, you are eating my money, you know that I know my right. I'm just looking at you. By the time I revolt, you're going to have a big problem.
Thank you very much, Godwin Igaro, a researcher, lecturer at University of Benin. He said it all. That it is key that is being placed in the school curriculum as a caucus, simply put. So if you fail it as a student, then you do it again until you pass it. Spillover. You could spend years in the university, years in the primary, years in the secondary. Until you pass it, you're not going anywhere. So that it becomes part and parcel of us. Today is Human Rights Day, and that's why we've been having it, digging it down on ensuring that the protection of human rights is key. So much has been said. Shortly, we bring you Breakfast Sports. Don't you go away.
Traffic congestion is avoidable if we all obey traffic rules and regulations. Stop the recklessness on our the canal. Traffic and regulations. Message to you. Independent television radio.
Remember saying that Ember every day, so death not just na the cause. You the cause for plenty pass drive route. This message independent radio and television.
All right, so good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Sports segment of TMI this lovely Thursday morning. I am the sports Berlusconi, Afro Francis. Of course, kudos to our coach Samson Siasia has his team narrowly defeated the host yesterday to progress to the finals of this year's AFCON Under 23 and Nations Cup going on right now in Senegal, and of course also getting the ticket for the football event, May football event of next summer Rio Olympic in Brazil. Of course, celebrate, and of course the goal had to come via penalty as a table 15 minutes possible for the Dream Team 6 now get that wasn't an order, but it turns to the Daniel who actually saved a penalty like your screen right now. Of course, it was 1-1. Kept the team in the game yesterday, and it did marvelously well. Of course, the defense also failed, but this one was what actually led to the penalty with the Senegalese defender handling the ball right at 18-yard box, and also the referee issuing him a red card, and of course Tego, the strike converted it swiftly, and of course the Senegalese did their best to actually get back to the game, but and of course just Nigeria that qualified for the finals after that. Of course, yesterday Africa met that team in Nigeria. Nigerians triumphed over the South Africa. Watch an episode from the game between Algeria and South Africa right back football from the Champions League.
down. However, the spot kick was a poor one from Keita at half. The best had been created by the home side, and still they couldn't find the back of the net a little before the hour mark. Once more foiled by Daniel. Meanwhile, Team Little and goalkeeper and captain Papin Ndiaye and his defender got into an awful position, which resulted in a penalty and red card for Esenu Tiune. The Dream Team skipper Etebo Ogenekaro had no problem with beating his opposite number for the opener. While the final chance of the tie went the way of the hosts, it didn't yield any reward. Nigeria through to both the final and the Olympics, with one more shot at Rio 2016 in the third and fourth place playoff. The final at the 23 Cup of Nations owned troops taking on Algeria in what was said to be a thrilling semi-final encounter. The North Africans are known for their flair going forward and were expected to test the South African defense. They started brightly in the opening stages. The writing was on the wall with Algeria on the front, and they took the lead thanks to a special finish.
It's a good chance for Algeria. It's gone in the back of the net. From very finish. How cool.
North Africans were down, and South Africa needed Jody February to be at its very best to keep out Algeria. Gift Motupo looked to lead the fight back 4-3, but the Pirates' man failed to hit the target and moved to a good position. South Africa finished the first half on a high, but little matters, with Riyad Nuruddin showing good skill to find an open before firing the keeper. Beaten on the back foot just before the break, Algeria came out bigger. While the South African down, they never gave in, with Abu Bakar going closer.
Alright, 3 goals scored into the 2 games yesterday. You've seen it. Of course, Nigeria defeating the host nations, Senegal, 1 goal to nothing, and South Africa losing to Algeria, 2 goals to nil. Of course, Nigeria, the Algerians, they've played before the last group game in Group B. That game ended goalless. So another time to see if both teams can score goals now in the finals come Saturday. Then, of course, Senegal actually taught the South Africans how to play football in the very first Group A game. Now, okay, let's see if the South Africans can now get their pound of flesh. But one thing that got their pound of flesh yesterday is Arsenal, after they went to Greece to play against Olympiacos. Now, the hero of the Pride of London, they call them Arsenal,